welcome our beloved viewers to RTD's News English Edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. Let's follow. The President of the Republic returns home after attending the African Climate Summit in Nairobi. And on the international scene, deadly floods in Greece, Bulgaria, and Turkey. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The President of the Republic, the current Chairman of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Agele, continues this Wednesday morning for a second consecutive day his participation in the work of the 2023 African Climate Summit, which opened its doors yesterday in Nairobi, the Kenyan capital. Essentially devoted to the conclusion of the work of the summit, this audience served above all as a forum for the announcement of key recommendations, including the need to recognize that the world is not on track to maintain the 1.5 Celsius limit agreed in Paris, and that global emissions must be reduced by 45% during this decade. The observation that Africa is warming faster than the rest of the world, and that if not mitigated, climate change will continue to have negative impacts on African economies and societies and hamper the growth and well-being of the continent. The concern that many African countries face disproportionate burdens and risks resulting from unpredictable weather events and phenomena linked to climate change, including prolonged droughts, devastating floods, wildfires, which are causing a massive humanitarian crisis which adverse impacts on economies, health, education, peace, and security, among other risks. The highlighting that Africa, which is not historically responsible for global warming, bears the brunt of the efforts impacting the lives of people, the means of sustenance, and the economies of the continent. The imperative of greater compliance with the commitment to provide $100 billion in annual climate finance as promised 14 years ago at the Copenhagen conference. The rapid initiation of climate investments that catalyze a growth trajectory, allowing African countries to reach a stable status of middle-income countries by 2050. At the end of his participation in the 2023 African Climate Summit, the President of the Republic proceeded to the inauguration of the new premises of the Embassy of Djibouti in Nairobi, a residence on 2 floors where the modernity of the infrastructures adds to the tranquility of a space conducive to the realization of quality work, all added to a large esplanade useful for the organization of diplomatic, culture, and strategic interest events as well. The President of the National Assembly, Mr. Delita Mohamed Delita, today received the commander of the French forces in Djibouti, Major General Lauria Bouete, on a courtesy visit. The audience between the President of the National Assembly and General was part of the friendly and shared relationship between the two countries. Talks then focused on the age-old relationship of cooperation and exchange between the French forces and the Djiboutian population, through the development of collaborative civil actions in localities across the country. The President of the National Assembly praised the partnership in the field of health and the continuation of the nomadic patrols actions in the field, such as the regulation of schools and sports facilities, and even the organization of sport tournaments with young people to strengthen the friendship between our two nations. The exceptional nature of the relationship of sharing and friendship between the Republic of Djibouti and France is also reflected in the welcome and hospitality extended to the families of military personnel stationed here in Djibouti during their stays. A sandstorm of rare intensity has hit the city hard, plunging residents into anxiety. The sandstorm has blurred visibility, negatively impacting daily life and sowing panic among residents. This afternoon, residents were caught off guard by a devastating sandstorm, reducing visibility on the roads. This sandstorm created major travel difficulties on the capital's main roads, disrupting urban transport. Road safety and the resilience of the population. The first signs of the storm became apparent in the early afternoon. The strong winds began blowing clouds of sand into the city streets, blurring visibility at less than 200 meters. According to the meteorological agency, this phenomenon is the consequences of a thunderstorm passing between Yemen and Djibouti, creating a downwind phenomenon that is raising a lot of dust in the capital in certain regions. The population, road and sea users are advised to take precautions before traveling in the face of this phenomena, which reduces visibility. Heavy rains hit the town of Yubuki in the Dikher region 2 days ago. These rains, accompanied by violent winds, put a strain on the population of Yubuki. As you discover, the houses have collapsed, the roofs of the houses have been blown off. These images as turned by our correspondent in Dikher during the inspection visit carried out this morning by the prefect. Accompanied by a strong delegation, including the interim chairman of the board, the military official of the region, and the head of the education office, the representative of the Ministry of Social Affairs, and the many heads of deconcentrated services. The prefect of Dakhil, Mr. Hassan Abdi, made an inspection visit this morning after the heavy rains that fell in Yubuki. The delegation was welcomed by the Deputy Prefect Idris Abbas and the head of Yubuki, Mr. Habib Muhammad Ahmad. Despite low rainfall, several permanent houses were deplored, the roofs of which were swept away, and namely about 50 houses in demolished sheets. The roofs of some administrative housing and two mosques turned off, and 6 poles and electrical cables grounded at Yobuki, which is without electricity. Fortunately, though, no human loss was reported apart from minor injuries to 10 people who received roofing debris on the body. Some households say they have lost food and administrative documents in these severe weather conditions. After the basic education, the 2023-2024 school year for general and technical secondary took place yesterday in the capital and in the localities of the Tajurra White City region. A delegation escorted by the National Gendarmerie and made up of inspection personnel headed by the head of the Regional Education Service, Mr. Ahmad Ahamadu Ibrahim, and the Deputy Prefect Mr. Habib Jilani Burhan successfully carried out a supervision tour in Technical High School, then to the General High School where the police professionally ensured the security of places and people inquire about the results of the start of the school year with two heads of establishments who presented them without reservation. In total at the General High School, 911 students, including 230 new students in second class, and 361 students, including 168 new students in second class, called Back Pro, and first CAP class for technical school high school year expected for the 2022-2023 school year. In the Obokh region, as well as in the rest of the country, after the start of the school year for basic and intermediate school students, secondary school students returned to the classroom on Tuesday, September 5. The delegation led by the acting prefect of Obokh, Mr. Muhammad Hassan Muhammad, carried out their customary tour of the schools concerned with the aim of seeing how the new school year was progressing. The delegation first visited the high school in Obokh with a total of 261 students, then the technical and vocational high school with 140 students, and finally the Markazi High School with 49 students. Like Tajarra and Obokh, also the Ali Sabih region's general and technical high schools opened their doors on Tuesday. A total of 2,053 secondary school students from the region's 5 high schools returned to their classrooms in an atmosphere marked by joy and serenity. A delegation led by the Deputy Prefect of the Ali Sabih region and comprising the Vice President of the Regional Council, the Regional Inspector, Police and Gendarmerie officers, and the Educational Supervisory Team toured the various schools in the town of Ali Sabih. Last but not least, the new secondary school year got off in a good start in the Arta region, where some 736 students returned to school in a family atmosphere. All teachers were present at their respective posts. A delegation comprising the prefect, the vice president of the regional council, and the head of the Arta Regional Education Department toured the schools and observed at first hand the smooth start to the new school year for basic education. During the tour, the delegation also met with parents who anonymously thanked the MEMFOP for all its efforts to help students succeed. At the end of the tour, the prefect urged parents to continue their collaboration with teachers so as to put these students in optimal conditions for the success of their mission. In addition, he insisted and recalled the capital's importance of girls' schooling, which is a national priority. Finally, in our national scene, shifting our focus back to the sports, the young bullets, accompanied by the president of the Djibouti and Penatech Federation and their coach, flew to Benin yesterday. There, they will represent our country at the 50th World Penatech Championship to be held from September 8 to September 17. Competitors will take part in a number of Penatech events, including team events, doubles, and precision shooting. These events will test their skills, team spirit, and precision, key elements in the sport. Djibouti Penatech Federation President Ali Ilmi expressed his confidence in our youngsters, underlying their determination and passion for the sport. They have worked hard to prepare for this championship. We look forward to seeing their performance on the international stage, he declared. Now, to the international scene, after devastating fires, Greece is hit by deadly floods. Bulgaria and Turkey are also affected. Torrential rains on Tuesday left at least one person dead in Greece, already hard hit by devastating fires this summer, including the one that ravaged in the Dia National Park in Iveros, the north of the country. Thunderstorms and heavy rain are falling on Tuesday, especially in Volos, capital of Magnesia Department, central Greece, where a man was found dead. Fire department spokesman told the public television. Well, about this, our beloved viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.